On today's episode of the Comics Panel, we're going to be talking about the anti-heroes. Oh my God! I don't like death. I'm not.
That's all you get. That's all you get.
Can you feed my fish while I'm busy?
Sure.
Thank you. Very good. Hi guys.
Hey, Seth. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Better than now. Hopefully still good.
You
You're
can
not here
call
for
me
me.
Dee Dee.
Dee Dee?
Dee Dee.
You
Dee
can call
Dee?
me Dee Dee. It's all right.
Because it never ends.
It never ends?
No.
Oh, okay. But you touch me, don't I die?
No.
You
No.
don't want me, no? That's good?
No,
Okay.
I'm not
how
that
that
kind of
works.
death.
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm not that kind of death.
So I'm cool still?
You're cool.
All right, cool.
You're good. I'll see you later though.
So, all right.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah.
I'm going to be going that way.
That's
We're
fine.
leaving, okay?
Okay.
So what are we going to talk about? Anti-heroes?
Anti-heroes.
Anti-heroes.
What we like, what we don't like, who
Yes.
should be and who shouldn't be.
Who should be in it? I think Deadpool we should talk about first.
Deadpool is my favorite one of my favorite
Would you say he's
anti-heroes.
an anti-hero?
Yes.
He's a merc
Yes.
for hire.
Well, I don't know.
So that's not a hero. He just, you pay me, I do what you want.
Yeah.
If you want, you're gonna pay me to go get you pizza, he's gonna do that. You pay him enough.
Yeah, except he
He's-
does have a little bit of intervention, and he does have a set of his own morals. So you can't, like, he's not going to sit there and be nasty to everybody that comes across his way.
He
He's
almost
not
has
like
to
that.
fall into that category because I wouldn't really consider him a villain or
No.
a hero. I
Yeah.
mean, he's been both at some time.
Yeah, I mean, currently even in the X-Men they have him as a, they have him as a hero.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
So they'll always play that to get him more comic time.
Right,
Well,
but he's
yeah.
not completely altruistic either, so he can't be a hero.
Words.
I'll
Doesn't
explain,
she know?
I'll explain
I've-
later.
Doesn't she know about big words on the show?
I'm sorry.
Okay,
I've been
keep it-
around for a while.
Wow.
Okay,
Time.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's
It's all right.
Okay, so All Stars, you said? DC All Stars, or what was that word you said?
Altruistic.
Okay.
Altruistic means wants to do something nice for other people without expectations.
Of
Maybe
anything
that's
in
why I don't
return.
know what that word means. That's why I don't what?
You said it. You
What does
said
that
it.
word mean? It's not in my vocabulary. Hell no.
No, it's okay.
Well, we have to talk about the Punisher also.
Punisher.
We do.
He's definitely
pretty much
anti-hero.
yeah. He's pretty
Yeah.
much, as far as I'm concerned, the anti-hero.
Yeah, didn't he kind of kick it off, really, back in the 80s?
I would
Who was-
say, yeah. I mean, there might have been a few others around. The Shadow has kind of been a little bit of an anti-hero. He's worked outside of the law and shot people up and killed criminals.
Right, but he
Definitely.
was strict hero, though.
He was pretty, yeah.
But Punisher, when he first started, he would go after jaywalkers, remember?
Well, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he
had
was
a
the
very
extreme,
but
yeah,
he
when he
had
was
a very
first and amazing.
misplaced sense of justice. He really sort of intended to do well, but, you know, when your entire family gets killed,
Yeah.
it
Maybe
takes a
he-
while to recover
Maybe he
from
shouldn't
things
bet
like
on
that.
the ponies that much, you know?
Well, maybe.
We don't know if that's what truly happened. He could have bet on the ponies and didn't pay up.
He should have had. He should
You
have
go
gone.
ask
to,
him.
He should have gone to a
Well, he's not
bar.
real, so-
He should have had a few rounds with Tommy Monaghan, the Hitman,
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
who
yeah.
is my other favorite anti-hero. And they could have maybe hashed things out. Tommy could have been like, "Dude, you're at a 7. I need you at like a 3. We need you to rein it in just a little bit. You'll still get to shoot people. I promise you'll still shoot people. But jaywalkers is really
Yeah.
you're gonna pay more for the bullet."
Right. Well,
Yeah.
then by this equation that we're coming up with, wouldn't Batman be an anti-hero? In the beginning, he fought outside the law.
Yeah, in the beginning, and almost to the point now, he's
still
getting
outside.
close.
Yeah.
I
Real
would put
close.
him-
I mean, no
I
killing
would consider
policy.
him. Yeah. Yeah.
'Cause he
I don't
does-
know. He's yeah.
At
That's
one time
that's
they
a
said
little
he was
bit.
deputized. They used to say that, that's why he was
Well,
allowed.
yeah, he's gone through so many changes through the years. I mean, we have everything from Batman 1966 to The Dark Knight. So
Right.
and The Dark Knight is completely different than what they
Oh.
were doing in the 60s. So
Right, he was a little more campy in the 60s,
yeah.
so you,
but
that's
comics
not,
and things were
that's not-
different. So he's been around so long. He's
Well, 76
kinda
years, you gotta give
yeah.
somebody-
He's
He
been
walks,
everywhere.
He walks that
so.
really nice gray zone where there's like a line between anti-hero, hero, and anti-hero villain. He walks the line between anti-hero and hero the same way I think Tommy Monaghan would walk the anti-hero villain.
Yeah,
line.
I don't think we
Agreed.
can put Batman quite in that because he does not kill. I mean, he'll beat the crap out of you, but
But that anti-kill policy didn't really happen until roughly the 60s, right?
no.
He
it
was there in the 40s shooting
yeah.
guns when he was shooting
Well, when he
guns?
first started, yes, but I'm way off, but it was definitely before the
Before
50s.
60s?
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Let's
oh,
just
yeah.
blame the comics
It was
code.
yeah.
We'll just blame the comics code.
I'm
on
not
that.
even sure if it was before the comics code because it was an editor's decision. They had it was a scene where he was going to fly in a biplane or maybe an autogyro, I don't know, and he was just shooting them up off the rooftop, and the editor took one look at that and said, "Nah, this is a little bit too much."
And then that's when it
Then
changed.
no more guns. They
Oh.
just said no more guns.
Interesting.
And that was had nothing to do with the code. That was just the
Oh.
editor's decision at that time. Too much. He just thought that was too much, and he said, "We're not going to have Batman do guns anymore."
And that was good, if you ask me.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's a good move.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, get him off of there. So that's why I think of that one. Anybody else?
We'll have to talk a little bit about Sabretooth. He's done both back and forth. He's been insane. He's been, and now he's,
Farrell?
no, he's one of the X-Men now.
Oh yeah, but yeah, that's right. He's part
yeah,
of the X-Men
he's
group
yeah,
now, with
he's
Psylocke and them.
so right now he's like
What is he playing?
he's pretty much well, who knows,
Right.
but right now he's kind of filling that Wolverine slot. Before Wolverine became on his own, when he was still in the Uncanny X-Men, he was always trying to. People were telling him, "Oh no, you can't use your claws" and stuff like that. Not on a person, and he's kind of in that spot now. They like him because he's rough and tough and can do this stuff, but at the same time they're always kind of like, you can't just go out and kill people.
Are they trying to hold him back in this one? Because this one I think is more a fiercer one. Isn't it? Because I only read the first 2 issues, and they seem to be a little bit.
They're more of the X-Force
Yes.
type of thing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So they are the hard-hitting,
Take a couple
more
people
aggressive,
down.
more aggressive team. But at the same time, they're not just letting him go nuts.
Go nuts.
See, I think Sabretooth, from everything I've read, now you've read way more Sabretooth than I have, but he always has a team affiliation. And it's always either he's a good guy or he's a bad guy. He's always either a hero or villain. What do you think he would do if he was not team affiliated? I mean, he was kind of like wandering the wilds of
Villain.
Canada
He'd
for
be
a
villain.
while.
He would be villain. He
Yeah.
started out as a villain.
So can we really call him an anti-hero? Because if he's only
like-
a hero
Yeah.
by association, that doesn't necessarily make
You're
you
right.
an anti-hero.
Yeah, I
agree.
guess so,
He's kind of
yeah.
like the Hitman. He's the hero or the villain.
Well-
anti. What was that equation you said?
Like
Anti-villain.
if you have the gray
Other
zone
side.
of anti-hero, he walks the line of anti-hero to villain.
Yes, anti-hero to villain then. Because when he was on his own walking around, he didn't really team up with the Marauders, but when they were attacking, there was issues like when Angel lost his wings. He was out there doing stuff to Wolverine by himself, making
Yeah.
havoc in the sewers, going after the Morlocks.
yeah.
I mean, these are minuscule issues, but it just shows that he's really, when he's on his own and he's not,
can't be
He doesn't have a
trusted.
collar. Yeah, and his like if Magneto kept him in line, yeah, he was out doing havoc.
But since I
For
know
the Age
he's
of
your
Apocalypse, he's a hero.
yeah, he is,
No,
and without any kind of
then
collar
he's
or
got- yeah.
coercion. But
Then
he's
he's
a
got-
hero.
Yeah.
There's
But
no.
then again, do we play that as into the real world? That's not only is that futuristic, but it's also futuristic taking a left.
It's something they did with the characters.
Yeah,
so.
they had to
Yeah.
try to change it because if you kept them the same, how refreshing would it to be to read? You want to read that everybody's the opposite. You want to see Wolverine without a claw when he only had one hand because this thing got cut, his arm got cut off, or his hand, I should say. So he lost his claws. You want to
No,
see
he still had
Scott's-
his claws.
What's that?
He still had his.
Oh, that's right. The claws did pop out. That's
He
right.
just didn't have a
his
hand.
Yeah.
But then, Scott Summers, he was not as reserved or like nervous. I mean, he
No,
was
yeah.
firing, taking people out, literally ripping them off, their heads
Yeah.
right off their shoulders type of thing. So you want that refreshing change, but it's still kind of like, it's probably never going to happen type of scenario.
Do you feel like he has the potential left unsupervised? Like he has some sort of like come to whatever deity he would believe in
I would-
meeting, and do you think he would rein himself in? Do you think he even has that ability to rein himself in?
No, he's damaged
No,
goods.
he's a little too selfish for that.
Okay.
When you think about the Punisher, he's just more or less really violent and really pissed off.
Right.
but he could be talked to.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, kind of. He's
Yeah.
still a sociopath,
Right.
that kind of stuff. But, I think Sabretooth is a little more selfish He's really only going to look out for himself as best he can, you know.
And the Punisher, even when they wrote about him, you know, when he became popular, they definitely took his claws in. And when he's working with Micro, you know, okay, how can we take this drug dealer down? This cabal.
Well, when they first started, there was still a code was still enforced too.
Okay, true.
You know, but
how
that's at
nasty
time when
again?
the code was disappearing or not being as enforced by the editors at the time. So therefore, they could take somebody like the Punisher and make him a little more violent, a little more direct.
But even if he was violent, he wasn't violent on good people still. Where Sabretooth
Correct.
would take good down in a heartbeat. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it depends upon. I guess an antihero is sort of motivated by things that are outside of himself.
Things that the law don't take care of or
Right.
can't take care of because they can get in trouble. That's how I always, just like when he went after the jaywalker, I always thought that was funny, you know. But, you know, that was the extreme part. But it just shows that or how about the vigilante? You know, he was a judge. He saw people getting away with stuff and decided, I'm going to take it into my own hands. I'm not going to let a prosecuting attorney get this guy off on a technicality because the Miranda rights weren't read correctly. That type of stuff is good when you're taking out the scum because of a stupid technicality. That's what makes those things interesting, because it's what every common person wants to see. You don't want to see the perpetrator become the victim.
Right.
Oh, I'm the victim. You didn't read it right. No. You don't get off that easy.
Okay.
Now, who would we like to see be an anti-hero that is not?
I would love to see Scott Summers be an anti-hero just because he's always had that goody two-shoes.
Yeah.
Or Captain America. You know, the guys who are always the goody two-shoes.
Well,
We
yeah.
need to
Big
kind
Walter.
of...
Well, you said Shadowcat before. I think that's a great
I would
idea.
love to see
he's-
Shadowcat be a villain.
Oh, total villain. Not
I
total
want to
villain.
see her be a villain.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't
okay.
want to see. I mean, an anti-hero. I want to see her just go completely off the
Bonkers.
track. Yep.
Okay.
Because she has the potential and she has the powers to do a lot of
lot of
damage
stuff.
before somebody
Oh,
can
yeah.
rein her in.
Yeah.
Well, like we were talking before about it, just briefly, but there was a cartoon, Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. Kitty Pryde actually, when they were in the mansion in the training room,
The danger room?
danger room, that's
Yeah.
what it was like before. She was in a place where she couldn't phase out. She couldn't get out of there. So you have to give, even heroes and villains, you have to give them their kryptonite.
Right.
So in hers, where she can only phase as long as she's holding her breath, she's got to take a deep breath. Or in this case, there's got to be something that's got to paralyze her, because otherwise she could just go down. You know, if she didn't have to hold her breath and just walk through everything, well, what's going to stop her? You know,
Which is why I'd love to see her be a villain.
But then again, the issue would never end. Yeah, okay, she's killing everybody. Nobody's going to catch her. There's no end in sight. So throw it away. Just like Superman. I mean, he became so godlike that they had to bring him down
Yeah.
in power.
Right.
Because you can't keep... Yeah, but he's right, though, because...
Oh, absolutely.
How many aliens can you keep bringing into the fray and then say, okay, well, listen...
Yeah, you have to notch him down a little bit.
Right, got to get a common man with some sort of
You just
something.
you just don't make him kill people.
Who? Superman?
Yeah.
He's never killed people, right?
Not in the comics.
Oh, Zod. Here we go with Zod.
We're not good yet.
Okay, I forgot about him. But yeah, so but if we had to take a character, I think that would make it great, and we were talking about this, Susan Storm.
Sue Storm, yeah.
Sue Storm would make a really good
Or Sue Richards, wherever you want to
anti-hero.
go through.
I like Storm when she's not
yeah,
married, because then I
yeah.
have a chance I can
Yeah.
marry her. You know.
Yeah, she had. You had said she was infected by malice there for a while, so she was a villain for a little bit. But I kind of would like to see her be the anti-hero, as far as more of an anti-hero than a villain, because that would be cool. Because she whoops, like Shadowcat, she'd have some real interesting powers and abilities that, turning invisible, creating invisible force fields, making people's heads explode,
holy-
like
Yeah.
the scanners.
She would be
You know.
superior as a
Yeah.
villain.
So that would be cool, and she has a really big history with so many characters in Marvel universe to really mess with that.
Oh,
Yeah.
she'd be
Yeah.
unstoppable. Her
Oh,
and
you'd
Kitty
have
Pryde,
you
imagine
could
that as a
write some
storyline.
great stories. I mean,
Oh.
oh man, yeah.
Well, but see that would also keep
Her and
from-
Namor team up and take over the world.
Exactly, because of all those relationships she has, because she is like essentially one of the matriarchs of the
Oh,
Marvel,
yeah.
Marvel
Easily.
universe.
If anyone
I
is,
So
it's
if
her.
she gets kind of pissed off, she has a whole bunch of people who can talk her from completely converting to being a villain. Be like, listen,
Or join her.
or join her. Yeah, exactly.
Her and Ben.
Her and
take
Jean
over
Grey.
the
How about
world.
her and Jean Grey as a Phoenix? Very unstoppable.
That would be.
Why
That
are we
would
talking
be.
all women? And men can be
Well,
bad
what
guys
men do you-
too.
what guy do you want to see?
Wow, what bad guy?
Yeah, bad
Total-
guy turned good.
Bad guy going good.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I would love to see. I believe is it Graviton or he fought the Avengers? Graviton.
Oh, gravitation or graviton.
It's
I can't
Graviton. I think
remember.
his name. But he has the power of gravity.
Gravity. He's like Magneto.
He's like
with gravity.
so he's
Gravity.
super power. That's
Yeah.
a huge power to have, just like magnetism.
He
Huge
fought like the
power.
West Coast Avengers, I think.
He fought them all, actually.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
He's a big guy. He's big. He's a big number. I mean, you don't see him too much, but hey, if you can say Magneto's powerful because he controls everything metal, well, if I control everything gravity, you're not going to come near me. You're up in the air. What are you going to do? Fire a missile at me? Okay, that missile goes nowhere. So if there has to be one that goes good, then Magneto and him going head to head would be an awesome fight.
That would be a good. That would be a good
Maybe
matchup.
let's say get Galactus going good or Darkseid going good. If we're gonna play these games right now, right?
Technically, Galactus is sort of neutral.
Right. He's like a shark. He's a savage. He has
Yeah.
to clean up the
Yeah,
area.
yeah. He's
Yeah.
unnecessary.
The what?
In the Ultimates, yeah, he's the opposite.
Now he's the opposite.
He's not the
Oh.
world devourer. He's the world creator or something. Life
Life
giver.
giver.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
so he's a woman?
No.
Oh, okay. But that's a life giver. That's a compliment. Did you see that? Call the police 911. She assaulted you.
Yeah.
You'll never make it to the
Yeah.
door.
You're never gonna make it.
That's
You'll
right.
never
She's
make
dead.
it to the door. Dee Dee. My
I'm
friends call
sorry.
me Dee Dee.
Dee Dee. I'm sorry. Dee Dee.
Mike, would you like to talk to your friend? Are you done with my goldfish?
He-
Fish are fine.
They're fried.
Fantastic.
In a nice little
One
flower
is swimming in
base.
the toilet.
Can be slip. One swimming in the toilet. He said it.
One's doing the backstroke.
One's doing the backstroke. Can they do backstrokes?
No,
Okay.
that's when they're dead.
It's just side stroke,
Yeah.
really, before they go. All right, I think we covered it.
I
all.
think
we
that's
don't, we
about
don't want
it.
to bore our
Yeah.
9 viewers here.
Yeah.
Well, if you get tired of the same old story, please turn some comic book pages and leave comments in the box below.
And subscribe to our Facebook channel.
And like us on
Facebook.
Yeah.
or
Our
YouTube, Twitter, any of them. Thank you.